the team at Wheel of Baking. Today I'm going to share with you how I make chocolate orange biscotti. These are beautiful twice baked biscuits, perfect for the festive season. Let's get baking. So to start with, I am going to mix my wet ingredients together. So into a jug, I'm going to pop in some milk, some oil. This is just vegetable oil I'm using today. The zest of one orange. Now, if you don't want to use orange zest or you don't have orange at home, you can use orange extract as well. That works just as well. But I really love the flavour of using fresh orange zest in my bakes. There you go, zest of a whole orange. Now, top tip for you if you ever use fresh fruit like orange or lemon in your baking is you want to zest it directly into the bowl that you're working with, or the jug in this case. And that's because it's not just the zest, the skin of the fruit that we're using, but also any oils that come off it. That's going to give you really lovely flavour in your bake. So zest it directly over your bowl or your jug or whatever you're using for all that flavour. So I'm just going to scrape all this off the back of my zester as well. We want all that lovely orange flavour in there. Perfect. And for my final ingredient in my jug, I need some light brown sugar. Now today, of course, I'm using Tate & Lyle's soft light brown sugar. The reason I'm using brown sugar is because the molasses in it are going to give a really lovely, subtle, caramelly flavour to the chocolate orange biscotti, and it's just going to complement it really, really well. So this is going to go straight into my jug. I'm just going to turn my weighing scales on, so measure it out straight in there. There we go, that is all done. So all that's left for me to do with my wet ingredients now is to mix it all together in my jug, and that is my wet ingredients sorted. Now, for those of you in the know, you might comment or notice that I am not using any egg in this recipe. You are absolutely right. Normally biscotti does contain egg, but my version is a eggless version, which also means it's really easily adaptable to be vegan. This is my version of it, but I find it so easy and you will not taste the difference. They are just as beautiful. So that is all my wet ingredients mixed together. I'm going to set that aside for a moment. So now that I'm ready to do my dry ingredients, I'm going to grab my big bowl, and over that I'm going to pop my sieve so I can sift my dry ingredients in. So into my sieve, I'm going to pop in some plain flour, cocoa powder, because we're making chocolate orange biscotti, and some baking powder. I'm going to sift all of that into our bowl. So once you have your dry ingredients all in your bowl, all we're going to do now is add in the wet. So give it one last mix, make sure everything is still well combined together, and that is going to go straight into the bowl with the dry ingredients. So all this is going to get mixed together. So these biscotti are brilliant for having around the house, for gifting if you are someone who likes to do edible gifting as I do. They are so simple to make, and they are actually really fun to make with the kids as well. So once your dough has mostly come together like this, we are going to tip it out and squeeze the last of it together on our work surface. So all you're going to do is squeeze it all, bit of a knead, just to bring all that dough sticking and all those ingredients together. I wish you could smell this. It smells so beautiful and chocolatey and orangey. It is just Christmas in a bake. So once all your dough has been combined like this, we're going to divide it in two, just roughly as a guide, and then each of these is going to be rolled into a log. So you're just squeezing it together, make sure the ends are all the same thickness as the middle as well. So once your dough is about 8 to 10 inches long, that's about what we're going for, you want to start to flatten it a little bit like so, and that's going to give you the traditional shape of the biscotti when we come to cut it once it's been baked the first time round. So that is my first roll of dough done. I'm going to lift that off my work surface and pop it onto my prepared baking tray, and do exactly the same now with my second batch. So these are now done and ready to go in my oven. So my oven has been preheating behind me while I've been preparing this at 180 Celsius. So these are going to bake for 15 to 20 minutes, and they're going to cool before I cut them and bake them again. So the biscotti have had their first bake, and this is what they will look like when they come out of the oven. So I'm going to leave them to cool for about 15-20 minutes, just so the outside firms up enough for me to be able to cut them up. So once you've left your biscotti to cool, it's time to cut them. We're going to cut cut them roughly into 1-inch thick slices, and once you've cut them, they're going back on the baking tray, but they're going on cut side down this time, and they're going back in the oven to bake again. And what that's going to do is it's going to really dry out the biscuits so that you've got really lovely crunchy biscuits all the way through, rather than just having it on the outside edge. So once your biscotti have been baked for the second time and they have been left to cool, all that's left to do now is to decorate them. Now, of course, you can enjoy them exactly as they are beautiful, but I like to make them a little bit extra special. So I'm going to use some white chocolate to decorate, and I'm also going to sprinkle on some extra orange zest. And if you wish, you can even put a little orange candy or anything like that on as well. And there you have it, chocolate orange biscotti. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit like, share and subscribe, and let us know below if you make these too. Happy baking, friends, and happy Christmas.